Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Anna here, and as you know, I am on the Cambridge Weight Plan diet, and I am just vlogging about my experience, my journey. So welcome for anybody who's new, and welcome back for all of those of you who have been with me before. This is week 14 and actually day 105. I can't believe it's been already 105 days on the Cambridge diet. It's been a fantastic experience so far. And I continue to lose weight at a steady pace. I'm really happy with it. So let me give you an update of my results, and then I'll share with you a little bit about, I guess, the chat that I should have given myself last week when I was feeling a little bit down, which is all about taking stock of where you are. Before I start, I am sorry about the glare. My glasses just are picking up the glare from the light around me. It's either the light or the computer, which is worse, which is right in the middle of my eyes. So I'm afraid we're going to have to live with the glare today. But anyway, back to the things that are really important. Progress. So where I'm at. So last week I went back into, or this week I've been back in step one. It was week one of step one, round two. Which had me a little bit worried because I felt for some reason that, I have to start this all over again, etc. But I'll come back to that in a second. So in the last week, I have lost 1.2 kilos, which is great. So I had, that's 2.6 pounds. So up to then I had lost a total of 24.2, which is 54 pounds. Or 3.8 stone. I needed about a stone and a half. 3.8 stones. I needed about a pound to 2 pounds to reach my 4 stone target. So I have finally made it this week. So I'm at the 4 stone weight loss target. I lost 2.6, and that puts me at 2.6 pounds. That puts me at 25.4 kilos. Or 56.6 pounds, or 4 stones, 4.04. So 4 stones exactly. I am so happy. I'm clapping for myself. It's so good. It's just such an interesting experience, because when you're doing it, you feel like you've got all of these things that you want to achieve, and the time is never going to come for those things to happen, and you just have to kind of have, your mental resilience with you, and you have to be determined and stick to your plan, and have faith that it will deliver for you. And if your experience is anything like me, if you follow the plan to the T, you will definitely be losing weight. So it's just not if, it's when will the weight come off, and how much you will lose. But that's down to your body. If you stick to it, it will come off. And when you think that 105 days, so that's what, just over 3 months. Let me just say divided by 30. For some reason, I'm always doing calculations when I'm here. So 105, let me see if I can get this right, divided by 30. That's 3.5 months. So 4 stones in 3.5 months is super exciting. It's a fantastic weight loss result in any account, so I couldn't be more happy with it. So if you're doing this, I hope you're having a similar success, and that you're really happy with your weight results. And if you are looking for a little bit of inspiration, believe me, I have been there, and I continue to look for inspiration myself. But if you find a diet plan that works for you and you stick to it, it will come through, because it needs to be something that fits with your lifestyle. It needs to be something that you're happy to do. I know that some people think that the Cambridge Weight Plan diet is quite drastic, because you're replacing all food with meal replacement products during the step one particularly, and also in different levels of combinations of products and food as you go through the other steps. But for me, it's super convenient. It fits with my life routine. It's helping me to learn a lot about my old habits and all the things that I thought I was doing right, but I was in complete denial about. I was really not getting right at all. And it's almost like it's helping me realize just where I was going wrong, and why I was not getting the results I want, but in a way that is just the products, you stick to them, you eat them, and if you find that discipline where you just stick to them, you're not hungry, you're full of energy, you feel really great. And then they teach you about portion control, about you know, my God, my mind's gone blank. Portion control. It teaches you about kind of that eye to mouth correlation, that sometimes you eat with your eyes more than your stomach can handle. You also learn about, I would say, what's reasonable and what isn't. So my husband and I, since we've started this, because he's doing it as well, we've been reflecting about how we used to eat and how much food we used to eat, and how we would be in complete denial and lie to ourselves because we would have a massive big plate of creamy pasta or something like that, but we put leeks of spinach in it, and because it had, you know, some greens, then clearly we were doing something right because we're having our greens, but we weren't taking into account that we were eating like a massive big bowl full of pasta that, from a portion size perspective, as well as everything that went along with it, meant that there was no chance on earth that that meal on its own wasn't the calories that you should be consuming in a single day. And that was just one meal. So we were really going wrong in so many ways. But we both had fantastic results. So I've lost 4 stone now. I think it's at the 4.5, or just a little bit 4.5, a little bit over 4.5. Men lose weight quicker. He had less weight to lose than I do. So he's only got about a stone, maybe a stone and a half to go. I've got a fair bit to go yet, so I'm not sure I've spoke about this before. I have said that I have a huge amount of weight to lose, but actually what I've not said is that the total weight I want to lose is 11 stone, which is a massive undertaking. So I've lost 4 stones of that. I am almost at the halfway mark. I guess I will be at 5.5 stone, but that's a lot closer. And I think that's the reason why last week I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed with looking at the size of the task, because I had done 3 months. I had been losing weight consistently, and I had lost the equivalent of 3 stone. And I felt I was doing well, but, you know, it's taken me 3 months to lose that, and then it's likely to slow down after that. So to get to the 11 stone I want to lose, I was really getting a little bit overwhelmed by the size of the task, because it really sunk in my mind that this was going to be a year's project, at least. You know, a year to lose all of the weight that I want to lose, and then probably another year to stabilize, and then a year to maintain and let that become part of a normal life routine that is second nature. You don't need to think about it, you fit into a normal lifestyle. So when you think about it in those terms, that it's like a full 3-year process to get to the point that you feel like you're maintaining, and you also need to give time for your skin to go back to where it needs to. You know, at some point we will need to talk about loose skin and that kind of stuff. But as you lose weight, and if you lose weight quickly and after a certain age, the skin will have less elasticity anyway. So you will have some degree of loose skin, and that's something that you need to cope with. And I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because I have no doubt that we will. But it was just the understanding that actually losing the weight was going to take me a full year. So then I thought, okay, well, let's take stock of where we are, and let's really understand. Last week, as you know, I was feeling a little bit down. I was having, from an emotional perspective, I was feeling like I had achieved so much, and yet it wasn't showing as much as I wanted to. And then in the last week, it's almost like all of the things that I needed to hear and to think about have come together to help me understand what I need to do and how I need to frame my mind to think about the diet and my journey ahead in this weight loss project that I've set for myself. So as I was thinking about taking stock, then I thought, okay, let's remember why I started this. Because 3 months ago, or now 14 weeks ago, I was at the biggest I have ever been. I was feeling a lot of physical pain in my back, in my legs. moving around was a big effort. Things like even just putting your socks on was like a big effort and took a little bit of panting because I just literally couldn't reach or couldn't reach properly. There were a lot of things that I was not comfortable doing, and I couldn't be very active because I got tired and my feet hurt quite quickly if I walked very far or very fast. And I wasn't happy with what I saw in the mirror in terms of my size. I wasn't happy with the clothes that I had, etc. So I really reached the point that I felt I need to do something about this, and I need to do I need to do this now. I need to lose the weight, and I need to kind of conquer this weight and emotional eating kind of demon that I have. This is something that I need to address, and I don't want to wait anymore for it. So I had kind of reached my saturation point, but I felt like I needed to remind myself of what that felt like and why I had started off doing this and why it was worth it and how much better my life is right now. And yes, I still have a fair amount of weight to go to lose. But considering how well I feel now, it's only going to get better, and I can't forget about that starting point because there's no way on this earth I want to ever go back to that. And I'm also conscious that I don't think I can even imagine what being 11 stone lighter would be. I still have, so I lost 4, I still have 7 to go. I can't even imagine, considering how much better I feel, I can't even imagine what 7 stones less from this point will be like. And you think you may not have that much to go. Believe me, there is plenty of things to go from all over the body. But that's something that, as I progress, I think I need to make sure that I keep in mind that that was something that happened. With your weight, once you've been up to a certain size, your body's always somehow trying to go back to that. So I need to try to curve that in as much as possible. So then it made me think that, I really do need to think about the long-term goal here. So if that's the target I need to set for myself, then that's my target. I need to accept it in its entirety, because I think sometimes you have a vision of a goal and then you have the reality of what it takes to achieve that goal. And when push comes to shove, that's when you're really tested, and when you're working through it, and you start to understand what achieving that actually means, you will have a bit of a mental wobble, as in, can I do this? Is that even reasonable? Is that feasible or not? So you come across your own psychological barriers that you need to overcome. And I think the idea of starting a certain cycle and the idea of how much I still had to go just basically set me into a bit of a strop, and I'm glad that I've got myself over it. But it's also useful to understand that, because you will come across those mental moments, and I think as long as okay, I'm having a down, if you allow yourself to to feel whatever you're feeling, but from a point of understand what it is that is happening and what is driving it, so that you don't let that conquer you. You conquer it. You don't become a victim of those feelings, or that you become the person that's driving your life, as opposed to your life, your brain, your kind of your instincts or your habits run you instead. I hope that makes sense, but that's the best way I can think of explaining it. And for me, that's been really important, because it's allowed me to just feel free to say, okay, I'm having a wobble. What is this? And then I realized that I also needed to just accept where I am, and accept what I need to do. So if this is what I am, do I still want that? Yes. Do I still want that end goal, which is being 11 stone lighter from where I started? Yes. Do I still want it enough to go after it? Because there is something when you're losing weight, that what will you be willing to do to lose the weight? Okay. And I've done many a diet where I would say, oh yeah, I want to lose the weight. But then when it came to it, it's like, oh, but I have this party or this family celebration or this special event or something. I don't want to miss out on that. Well, you're feeling like you're missing out on it because you're doing the diet. So are you really committed to that diet? Is that, at least for me, I'm not judging in terms of why you would want to take a break for a special event or anything like that. But the things that I have done in the past is I have allowed a lot of excuses because I was focusing on special event, or which may not even have been that special, but it was just something that was happening and I felt like I didn't want to miss out on it. So I allowed that to become more important than my personal goal, which was losing weight. So it really made me understand that I wasn't really prioritizing weight loss and I wasn't really prioritizing myself. So it's taken a while for me to get my head around that. And it's come to the fact that, when I started this, I've decided that I want to lose this weight and I'm not going to go through another big, massive weight loss process again. This is going to be the time I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to maintain it. And this works for me because I know that I will lose the weight, and even if it's strict, I can do that. And then I will go through the steps that I need to do to build food back in again. Whereas I'd rather do it that way than do a diet that is a lot smaller, that is more flexible, that allows you more time to, or for me, a little bit of everything doesn't always work, because I had no portion control, I had no self-measure, I have no self-control in terms of the food either. I had massive cravings, so a little bit of everything, and also I had a warped sense of reality and portion sizes, so a little bit of everything was a little lot of everything, so it wasn't really even that little. So I've had to do something quite drastic to help me understand that, and I don't even consider the Cambridge diet drastic. For me, it's actually, it fits in so well with my lifestyle, with my different needs, etc., that it's actually been a real lifesaver in many ways, because it's so convenient, and I feel so much better for it. So anyway, I did say that you needed to accept yourself, and there's two things that go together with that. So the accepting yourself is just accept where you are now, accept where you have been, and forgive yourself for where you have been. Because the other reason why you feel bad when you think about the size of the task, well, there's two things. A is how much work you need to put into it. And, it's normal to feel like, oh my God, that's going to be a big effort if you have a big amount of weight to lose. So I don't want to undermine that. But also, you need to just get started with it and accept that if you're going to do it, this is what you have to do. But letting that effort sink in will take a little bit of okay, brace myself, and then get myself ready into the right space, and then let's go for this, okay? But then the other thing is forgiving yourself for multiple things. So forgiving yourself for having got yourself in that weight level in the first place. Forgiving yourself for all the times that you have compromised yourself, that you've made excuses, that you've lied to yourself, that you've used food in the wrong way, that you've had the wrong type of food, that you've used incredible amounts of food to eat. You have consumed incredible amounts of food, and that's what's made you put the weight on. Or if you've been going out drinking every week and meeting people for meals and drinking, all of that adds up. And you make those choices consciously or subconsciously to get yourself to wherever you are. So, there's one thing is understanding where you are and taking stock of that, but you equally need to just forgive yourself and let go of the fact that you got yourself there. Yes, accept it. That's where you are, but there's nothing you can do about that now. This is where you are right now. But if you start to work on it, I can guarantee you that even if, whatever it is that's happening is going to change, because you will start to feel so much better. So just stick to the plan and give yourself the space to just work on it, because if you just accept it and forgive yourself and you say, okay, I got myself here, I need to get on with the plan, I want to do this, but I can do this, and I will, believe in yourself, then you know that, believing in yourself will make a big difference. It will change how you think about yourself. It will give you an attitude of, these are the right choices for me. It will help you to make different forms of decisions for you that would make you feel so much better about yourself. So that is, that's incredibly important. And then let me just check. I think there is something there also about just allowing yourself to change, because the weight loss process is not going to be a one day. It's not just all at the start and then you start and then it's easy. You will go through different hiccups as you go through the process. So clearly last week was a hiccup for me, but it's been so interesting because since then a number of things have happened. So I had on Tuesday, 4 people commented on my face, my weight loss. They even said that, like, I was talking with somebody on a video conference, and it was just like one-to-one, so it was just headshot like this, and they were saying to me, what's happened? We were talking yesterday and today we're talking and you're like half the size. And even when I got home, I had my hair pinned back like I have it today, and my husband was saying, where's your head gone? It's just so much smaller, and part of it is because I've been wearing my hair curly, it's voluminous, it takes a big amount of space, but also it's my face. It is changing, and it is changing quite drastically, and my whole body's changing. And I thought that I was still further along from the next size down, and yesterday I picked some trousers from my wardrobe. I hadn't even thought about it. I got to work, and when I went to the loo, I was looking at the label, and then I checked, and it was like, wow, this is a size smaller, and I hadn't even realized. So all of a sudden, I've gone down one more size, and I hadn't even noticed. So, last week I was feeling terrible, and like I have all this work to do and everything, and all of a sudden, the other thing I did is I went out shopping at the weekend, and I also bought a couple of tops that were a size smaller for the top, but I didn't think that my trousers, my waist and my legs had gone down, so hence why the trousers were such a pleasant surprise, because I hadn't expected that. So I am going down in sizes. I am feeling so much better energy-wise. We're going out at the weekends, doing lots of walks in nature with the dog, and outdoorsy type of walks, and walking distances that I would never have considered walking before, and I can do that a lot more. So it's just, the wins will come. You just need to stick to it and allow it to happen. But on the one hand, it feels like 14 weeks has been a long time, and 105 days, when you say it, sounds like a huge amount of time. And as you work through, you just have to persevere and stick to it. But at the same time, all of a sudden, I am 4 sizes smaller than I was, which is incredible to say. So I am 4 sizes smaller. I have lost 4 pounds, so I guess a size per stone. 4 stones, so a size per stone. And it feels different everywhere. And when I was getting comments, it wasn't like, oh, have you lost weight? And there was some of that, or have you been on a diet? And like I said, what have you done? You're taking up half the space. But the other comment that I got from somebody is, it was quite funny, because it was like, what's different? Like, I don't know. No. There's something that's different. What's different? I said, I don't know. So the hair, because I had it curly that day. The hair. They're like, no. The glasses. You may have not seen me for a while. No. So, well, maybe the weight loss. Well, yes, you have lost weight, but your face is glowing. It's like, okay. And they're like, no. Seriously, your face is glowing. And your face and your complexion, you look so much better, and you look super happier. And I thought, okay, well, that's really nice. And then even last Friday, somebody else said to me, why are you so happy? I was like, I don't know, it's just a normal day. It's like, no, you look super happy. It's like, well, I'm not doing anything different. It's like, well, but there must be something different, because you look super happy, you're radiant, you have a big smile. And I thought, well, I mean, I didn't say this at the time. I just said thank you very much. I don't think I have done anything different, but between the comments last week and this week, I think I am generally feeling much happier about myself. Like I said, I'm super proud of my weight loss to date. 4 stone lighter is a massive amount of weight to have lost. And yes, it's taken me 14 weeks to get here, which is a scary amount of time, but at the same time, it's only 14 weeks and then I'm already 4 stone. So even if I was a bit worried about how much I could lose, I think in the next 3 months, in this round 2 of step 1, I could possibly lose another 3 stone. So that will put me at 7 stone. I would definitely be well over the halfway mark. So, it takes a long time, but also we're kind of making progress and getting there. So in a way, I feel like, why was I feeling so down? But it's just part of the normal cycle. You'll have days when you feel better. You'll have days when you feel worse. It's just so important to have those things to remind yourself of what you have achieved so far. So do look forward, but also allow yourself time to take stock of where you are, how much you have achieved, how much better you feel. Celebrate it, celebrate in some way that is clearly not food related, but celebrate it. Do something special, do something for you that will make you feel like this is a big transition. And I think what I will do next time for round 3 of step 1, which I will need to do, is I think I will do some form of big event to celebrate the end of that previous step and before I start the next one, just to give myself the time to make it feel special and actually make it feel like a joyous thing, because the next stage could be the last round of step 1, and I think that will be momentous. But even as I say that, I'm actually really enjoying it. Like, I enjoy the products, I enjoy my meals. I still have my what I call my pimped up mac and cheese, because I have the mac and cheese meal with chili and loads of pepper and nutmeg, and it makes it taste amazing. So I'm enjoying all of my meals, and it doesn't really feel like hard work. It's something that has become part of my life. So I will definitely make a bigger deal out of it next time in terms of the transition point, and whether I mark it with going out to buy special clothes or doing a special event or doing something. I want to do something like that to give myself a boost with the next one, because I think we all need that, and we need that moment of recognition of what we have achieved. Because if you have a long game to play like I do, then it will take a little bit of a boost every now and then to keep that energy and the momentum going. And I think that's probably what I needed last week. But I hope that you can see that I've been able to give myself a little bit of a pep talk, and that the elements have aligned to help me realize where I was going wrong and understand what it was that I needed to do. So I hope that this has been helpful for you if you've gone through a similar process. Like me, we will all have our ups and downs with a weight loss journey. It's never going to be the easiest task, but it's important to know that you're not the only one that's going through that. Other people go through that as well. What you're feeling is all natural, and you just need to allow yourself to understand what's happening, and to give the space to get yourself set up for in the right way, and to give you what you need, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally, whether it's to just give yourself a bit of a cuddle to make sure that you just like, it's hard work, you're doing really well, keep going, keep at it, you'll do well. So yeah, I'm probably going to stop there for this week. I hope that you all have a fantastic week, and look forward to keeping you updated next week. Let me know if you have any comments. As always, very happy to hear from everyone. I do reply to every comment that I get. So look forward to hearing from you. And until next time, all the best. Bye.